Sister called my adopted daughter a mistake at her bachelorette party, so I flew back my home, and when I refused to pay for her wedding she showed up at my doorstep and slapped me. I need to get this off my chest because my entire family is acting like I'm the villain here, and I know I'm not wrong about this. My sister Maya is getting married in 3 weeks, and I had agreed to pay for half of her wedding, which comes out to about $15,000 because she and her fiancé Derek are both still in graduate school and don't have much money saved up. Maya has always been the baby of the family and everyone spoils her, but I thought helping with her wedding was the right thing to do since I'm doing well financially and she's my only sister. I adopted my daughter Lily when she was 8 years old and she's 13 now, and she's the light of my life, but my family has always been weird about the adoption even though they try to pretend they're supportive. My parents will make comments sometimes about how it's different when it's not your biological child, and my sister has always been especially cold toward Lily, which I've noticed but tried to ignore because I thought she would come around eventually. Last weekend was Maya's bachelorette party and she wanted it to be this huge 3-day affair in Miami with all her college friends and bridesmaids, and she specifically asked me to come because she said she wanted her family there. I arranged for Lily to stay with my best friend Sarah for the weekend and flew down to Miami on Friday night. The first night was fine. We went to dinner and then to some clubs and everyone was drinking and having a good time. Saturday was when everything went to hell and I still can't believe what happened. We were at this rooftop bar and everyone was pretty drunk by around 10 at night, and Maya's maid of honor Jessica started asking me questions about Lily because she had never met her before. I was showing Jessica some pictures of Lily on my phone and talking about how proud I am of her because she just made honor roll and joined the debate team at school. Maya came over and looked at the pictures and Jessica said something like, "She's so beautiful, you must be so proud to be her mom," and I said I am. She's the best thing that ever happened to me, and that's when Maya just completely lost it. Maya started yelling, "Oh please, stop acting like you're some saint for taking in someone else's mistake," and the entire group went silent because nobody could believe she just said that. I asked her what the hell she meant by calling Lily a mistake, and Maya kept going, "You act like you're so much better than everyone else because you adopted some random kid whose real parents didn't want her, but at least the rest of us have real families." I told Maya she needed to shut her mouth right now and apologize, but she was drunk and nasty and kept going, "Lily isn't even really your daughter. She's just some charity case you picked up to make yourself feel important, and now you parade her around like you actually did something special when really you just took the easy way out because you couldn't have your own kids." That's when I completely lost my temper and started screaming at Maya that she was a disgusting person and that Lily is more family to me than Maya will ever be. Maya screamed back that I was delusional and that everyone in our family talks about how weird it is that I adopted some random child instead of just accepting that I couldn't have biological kids like a normal person. The other girls tried to get between us, but we were both yelling, and Maya said Mom and Dad think it's weird too. They just don't tell you because they feel sorry for you, and I told her she was a lying piece of garbage and that if this is how she really feels then she can pay for her own damn wedding. Maya started crying and saying I was ruining her bachelorette party and that I was being dramatic, but I was done listening to her. I went back to the hotel and packed my stuff and flew home the next morning without saying goodbye to anyone. Maya has been texting me nonstop since Sunday asking me to call her and saying we need to talk, but I'm not interested in talking to someone who thinks my daughter is a mistake and who apparently has been talking about us behind our backs with my parents. I texted her back on Tuesday and told her that I'm not paying for the wedding anymore and that she needs to figure out how to cover the costs herself. Now my parents are calling me every day telling me I'm being unreasonable and that Maya was drunk and didn't mean what she said, but I don't care if she was drunk because drunk words are sober thoughts. My mom keeps saying that Maya is stressed about the wedding and that I should be the bigger person and forgive her, but I'm not going to pretend this didn't happen just to keep the peace. My dad called me yesterday and said that if I don't pay for the wedding then Maya and Derek will have to cancel it because they can't afford it on their own, and he asked me if I really want to be responsible for ruining my sister's wedding over something she said when she was drunk. I told him that Maya ruined her own wedding when she decided to call my daughter a mistake and that I'm not responsible for cleaning up her mess. Lily doesn't know what happened yet because I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I'm worried that if my family really feels this way about her then I need to protect her from them. Maya is supposed to get married on September 15th and my parents are acting like I'm destroying the family by not paying for it, but I know I'm doing the right thing here. Update 1. I thought things couldn't get worse after my last post, but I was completely wrong and now I'm so angry I can barely think straight. After I posted about refusing to pay for Maya's wedding, my parents ramped up their campaign to get me to change my mind, and it's been non-stop phone calls and guilt trips for the past week. My mom has been calling me twice a day crying about how I'm tearing the family apart and how Maya made one mistake and doesn't deserve to have her wedding ruined over it. My dad has been taking a different approach and keeps telling me that I'm being petty and vindictive and that real family forgives each other. He said that Maya has apologized and that she wants to make things right, but I haven't heard any apology from Maya herself, just my parents claiming she's sorry. Yesterday my Aunt Carol called me and said that Maya is having panic attacks about the wedding getting cancelled and that Derek's family thinks I'm cruel and controlling. Carol kept saying that adoptive parents need to have thicker skin and that Maya probably didn't mean anything by what she said, And I hung up on her because I'm sick of everyone acting like what Maya said wasn't a big deal. But here's where things get really bad and why I'm even more furious now than I was before. Last night Lily came to me crying and said she needed to tell me something important. She was shaking and could barely get the words out, and she told me that Maya has been sending her mean messages on Instagram for months. I asked Lily to show me the messages, and when I saw them I wanted to throw my phone across the room. Maya has been messaging Lily things like, your real parents gave you away because they didn't want you, right, and your mom only adopted you because she felt sorry for you, and you'll never be a real part of this family no matter how hard you try. There were dozens of messages going back to January, and they were all cruel and designed to make Lily feel unwanted and like she doesn't belong in our family. Maya would send them late at night when she knew I wouldn't be checking Lily's phone, and she told Lily not to tell me because it would just cause drama and make everyone hate Lily even more. The worst message was from last month where Maya wrote, "I can't wait until you're old enough to realize that your mom only adopted you to make herself feel better about being a failure, and then maybe you'll finally leave our family alone." Lily has been carrying this around for months and never told me because Maya convinced her that telling me would make things worse. I asked Lily why she decided to tell me now, and she said that after Maya's bachelorette party she was worried that Maya was going to say something mean about her at the wedding, and she didn't want to have to see Maya anymore if Maya really hated her that much. Lily thought that maybe if I knew about the messages I would understand why she doesn't want to go to the wedding. I was so angry I was shaking, and I told Lily that none of this was her fault and that Maya is the one with the problem, not her. I assured Lily that she is my real daughter and that she belongs in our family just as much as anyone else, and I told her that Maya was never going to hurt her again. I screenshotted all of Maya's messages and sent them to my parents with a text that said, "This is your precious daughter who was just drunk and didn't mean anything by it," and then I turned off my phone because I didn't want to deal with their excuses. This morning my mom called me sobbing and saying that she had no idea Maya was doing this and that it changes everything. My dad was quiet on the phone, which is unusual for him, and he said that Maya's behavior toward Lily was unacceptable and that he was disappointed in her. But then my mom said that maybe Maya was just jealous because I spent so much time with Lily and that Maya felt left out of our relationship. She suggested that maybe if I had made more effort to include Maya in Lily's life, then Maya wouldn't have felt the need to lash out, and I lost it and started yelling at her that there is no excuse for bullying a 13-year-old child. My dad tried to calm things down and said that Maya obviously needs to apologize to both me and Lily, but he still thinks we should try to work things out as a family before the wedding. He said that cutting Maya off completely would just create more problems and that maybe family therapy would help everyone move forward. I told my parents that I'm done trying to work things out with Maya and that she's not welcome around Lily anymore. I said that if they want to keep enabling Maya's behavior, then they can choose between having a relationship with Maya or having a relationship with me and Lily, but they can't have both. Update 2. After my last update where I found out about Maya bullying Lily, I decided I needed to confront Maya directly instead of just dealing with my parents as intermediaries. I waited until Wednesday to call her because I wanted to have all the screenshots organized and I wanted to be calm when I talked to her, but that plan went out the window pretty quickly. I called Maya Wednesday evening and told her I knew about the Instagram messages she'd been sending to Lily. Maya immediately started denying it and saying that I was making things up, so I started reading the messages back to her word for word. Maya got quiet and then said, "Oh, those messages," like they were no big deal. I asked Maya how she could justify bullying a 13-year-old child, and Maya said that she wasn't bullying Lily, she was just telling her the truth about adoption that I was too scared to tell her myself. Maya said that adopted kids need to understand that they're different from biological children and that it was actually better for Lily to learn this now instead of figuring it out later. I started yelling at Maya that she had no right to say those things to Lily and that she was being cruel and manipulative. Maya yelled back that I was being overdramatic and that if Lily couldn't handle hearing the truth, then maybe she wasn't as mature as I thought she was. Maya said, "Look, I'm sorry if Lily got her feelings hurt, but someone needed to explain to her that adoption isn't the same as being a real family member, and you're too wrapped up in your fantasy to be honest with her." I told Maya that she was sick and twisted and that Lily is just as much a real family member as anyone else. Maya laughed and said, "Come on, be realistic, it's not the same thing and everyone in the family knows it too, we just don't say it out loud because we don't want to hurt your feelings." I asked Maya what she meant by everyone in the family, and Maya said that our cousins and aunts and uncles all think it's weird that I adopted a random child instead of having my own kids. I demanded that Maya tell me exactly who has been talking about this, and Maya started listing off family members and saying things like, "Aunt Carol thinks you adopted Lily to get attention, and Cousin Jennifer thinks you're trying to replace the biological kids you never had, and Uncle Mark said you're probably going to regret it when Lily becomes a teenager and starts acting out." I told Maya that if she thought our family felt that way, then she clearly didn't know our family at all. Maya said, "I'm just being honest about what people say when you're not around, and maybe if you weren't so sensitive about it you could handle hearing the truth." I told Maya that she was a pathetic excuse for a sister and that she was never going to be around Lily again, and Maya said fine by me, I never wanted to pretend to be her aunt anyway. I hung up on her and immediately started texting my aunts and uncles and cousins to find out if Maya was telling the truth about what they supposedly said. The responses I got back were mixed and some of them made me feel sick to my stomach. Aunt Carol texted back, "Maya shouldn't have said those things, but you know adoption is different than biological children," and cousin Jennifer called me and said that she never said anything bad about Lily but that she did think I was going through some kind of crisis when I decided to adopt. Uncle Mark denied saying anything about Lily acting out, but then said you have to understand that some people in the family are just concerned about whether you really thought through all the challenges of raising someone else's child. Most of my cousins were supportive, but a few of them admitted that there had been conversations about my decision to adopt that I wasn't included in. I felt betrayed and disgusted that my family had been talking about me and Lily behind our backs, and I started calling people and telling them exactly what I thought about their opinions. I called Aunt Carol and told her that her concern about adoption being different was ignorant and hurtful, and she said that I was overreacting and that family members should be able to express their honest opinions to each other. I called Uncle Mark and told him that his concern about me thinking through the challenges was condescending and insulting, and he said that he was just looking out for me because adoption is a big responsibility. I told him that I'd been Lily's mother for 5 years and that his concerns were 5 years too late and completely unwelcome. By Thursday morning, word had gotten around to the entire extended family that I was calling people and confronting them about their attitudes toward Lily's adoption. My phone started ringing constantly with family members who were angry that I was stirring up drama right before Maya's wedding. Cousin Jennifer called me and said that I was being unfair and divisive and that everyone was just trying to be supportive in their own way. She said that questioning people's private conversations wasn't helping anyone and that I was creating problems where none existed before. Aunt Carol called me crying and said that I was tearing the family apart and that Maya's wedding was supposed to be a happy occasion for everyone. She said that if I cared about family unity, then I would put aside my hurt feelings and focus on supporting Maya on her big day. My grandmother called me yesterday morning and said that she was disappointed in how I was handling the situation and that I was making Maya's wedding about me instead of about her. My grandmother said that Maya had already apologized for the messages and that holding grudges wasn't good for family relationships. I told my grandmother that Maya never apologized to me or to Lily and that just because Maya said sorry to other people didn't mean she was actually sorry. My grandmother said that I was being stubborn and unforgiving and that real family members find ways to work through their problems instead of cutting each other off. My parents called me yesterday afternoon and said that the entire family was upset with me and that people were talking about not coming to future family events if I was going to keep causing drama. My mom said that Maya was having a breakdown because her wedding day was being overshadowed by family fighting, and my dad said that I needed to find a way to make peace with Maya before the wedding. I told my parents that I wasn't the one who caused this drama and that if the family was upset, then they should be upset with Maya for bullying Lily and with themselves for enabling her behavior. My mom said that I was being unreasonable and that I was punishing Maya too harshly for mistakes she made when she was emotional. My dad said that boycotting the wedding and turning the family against each other wasn't going to help Lily and that I should think about what kind of example I was setting for her. I told my dad that the example I was setting was that I would protect Lily from anyone who tried to hurt her, including family members who should know better. This morning my phone has been buzzing constantly with texts from family members who are at the wedding venue helping with setup, and most of them are angry messages about how I'm selfish and dramatic and how I'm ruining Maya's special day. A few cousins have texted supportive messages, but most of the family seems to think I'm the villain here. Maya's wedding is tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon and my parents texted me this morning asking if I was going to change my mind and come. I texted back that Lily and I would not be attending and that we hoped Maya had a lovely wedding, and my mom responded with, "This is a mistake you'll regret for the rest of your life. I'm taking Lily to Sarah's house tomorrow morning and we're going to spend the weekend doing fun things and not thinking about weddings or family drama." Lily seems relieved that we're not going and she said she's glad she doesn't have to see Maya or worry about Maya saying something mean to her. Final update, Maya's wedding was yesterday and I thought that would be the end of all this drama, but apparently Maya couldn't let it go even on her wedding day. According to my mom, Maya spent most of her reception drinking heavily and telling anyone who would listen that I ruined her wedding by refusing to pay for it and by turning the family against her. My mom texted me around midnight last night saying that the wedding had ended and that Maya was very drunk and very upset, and she warned me that Maya might try to contact me. I thought maybe Maya would send some nasty texts or leave a voicemail, but I never expected her to actually show up at my house. At around 1:30 in the morning I heard someone pounding on my front door and screaming my name. I looked out the window and saw Maya standing on my porch in her wedding dress, obviously drunk and crying. I debated whether to open the door, but she was making so much noise that I was worried she would wake up the neighbors, so I went outside to talk to her. Maya immediately started screaming at me about how I destroyed her wedding and how everyone was talking about our family drama instead of celebrating her marriage. She said that Derek's family was asking questions about why I wasn't there and that she had to spend her wedding day explaining why her own sister hated her so much. I told Maya that she needed to leave my property and that we could talk when she was sober, but Maya kept yelling and saying, "You made everyone think I'm a terrible person when all I did was tell the truth about your fake daughter." I told Maya to stop calling Lily fake and Maya laughed and said she is fake, she's not really your kid and everyone knows it. Maya started walking toward my front door and saying that she wanted to talk to Lily and explain to her why I was being so dramatic about everything. I stepped in front of the door and told Maya that she was not coming into my house and that she needed to get off my property right now. Maya tried to push past me and when I blocked her way she completely lost it and started screaming, "You think you're so much better than everyone else, but you're just a pathetic woman who couldn't have real kids, so you picked up someone else's trash." I told Maya that she was disgusting and that she needed to leave before I called the police. Maya screamed, "Call the police then, see if I care, but I'm not leaving until I talk to that little brat and tell her exactly what everyone in this family really thinks about her." I told Maya that she was never going to talk to Lily again and that if she tried to contact Lily I would file a restraining order against her. Maya got right in my face and said, "You can't keep me away from family events forever, and when I see Lily I'm going to tell her that her real parents gave her away because she was a mistake and that you only adopted her because you're too broken to have your own children." I told Maya that she was sick and that I would do whatever it took to protect Lily from her. Maya said, "Protect her from what?" "From hearing the truth about what adoption really means," and I said, "Protect her from you and your poison." Maya suddenly slapped me across the face so hard that my ears were ringing and then she started hitting me with her fists and screaming that I was a selfish bitch who destroyed her wedding. I grabbed Maya's wrist to stop her from hitting me and she was crying and yelling, I hate you, you ruined everything." I managed to push Maya away from me and I told her that I was calling the police right now. Maya stumbled backward and said, "Go ahead and call them. Tell them how you destroyed your sister's wedding because you can't handle hearing the truth about your fake family." I went inside and locked the door and called 911 while Maya continued screaming on my porch. By the time the police arrived, Maya had gotten back in her car and left, but I gave them a statement about what happened and showed them the red mark on my face where she slapped me. The police officer asked if I wanted to press charges and I said yes because Maya had threatened my daughter and physically assaulted me. The officer said they would follow up with Maya today and that I should document everything in case I needed to file for a restraining order. I checked on Lily after the police left and thankfully she had slept through the whole thing because her room is on the back of the house and she's a heavy sleeper. I didn't want her to know that Maya had come to our house threatening her, so I didn't say anything about it this morning. Today I've been getting texts and calls from family members who heard about what happened last night. My mom called me crying and saying that Maya doesn't remember most of what happened because she was so drunk, and she asked me not to press charges because it would ruin Maya's life. I told my mom that Maya ruined her own life when she decided to show up at my house drunk and violent, and that I wasn't going to protect Maya from the consequences of her actions anymore. My mom said that family members should handle things privately and that involving the police was going too far. I've decided to go completely no contact with Maya and I'm seriously considering filing for a restraining order to make sure she can't come to my house or contact Lily again. I've also decided to limit contact with family members who keep defending Maya and making excuses for her behavior. I told my parents that if they want to have a relationship with me and Lily then they need to stop pushing me to forgive Maya and they need to stop making excuses for what she's done. I said that they can choose to enable Maya's behavior but I won't be part of it anymore. My mom said that cutting off family members would hurt Lily in the long run because she would miss out on having relationships with her extended family. I told my mom that Lily's safety and emotional well-being are more important than maintaining relationships with people who don't respect her place in our family. I'm meeting with a lawyer tomorrow to discuss the restraining order and to find out what my options are for protecting Lily from Maya in the future. I'm also looking into family therapy for me and Lily because I want to make sure she has support in dealing with everything that's happened. I know that some people will think I'm overreacting or being too harsh, but I don't care anymore. Maya has shown me exactly who she is and I believe her. I won't let her hurt my daughter again and I won't let my family pressure me into pretending that what she did was okay. Lily is my priority and my responsibility, and I'm going to protect her from anyone who tries to make her feel like she doesn't belong in our family, even if that means cutting off people I used to love.